Hello and welcome to Multifamily Investing with Bob Biggins. I am Bob Biggins and we're coming in today to what you do when you have a finished apartment. I did a video last summer on what to look for when you get an apartment back. This is what it looks like when it's all said and done. I didn't do a before video because it was so bad you really wouldn't have wanted to see it. But you come into this 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and what we've done is it had the hardwood floors, old hardwood floors, and so we resanded all the hardwood floors, painted everything. The ceilings were terrible. We skimmed over it with 3/8 drywall and put new fixtures in. The radiator was sunk into the floor over here. We had to lift this thing up with a contraption. We'll have a video on that, and then splice new flooring in. It's because the floor underneath got a hollow spot. I don't know why they did it 100 years ago, but that's what's going on. We rattle can spray painted these, so it's got a nice gloss to them. Everything's fresh and clean, always new blinds. New blinds are anywhere from $7 to $20, worth it every time. New blinds throughout. We come down the hallway, lighting. Make things very well lit. Closet, if you can, have lights in the closet. People may not notice them when they move in, but when they finally are into your place, it may keep them there longer because they don't have to have a hard time finding their clothes or coats in the closet. We come into a bedroom here, very same. Carpets, you probably notice not a lot of landlords bring carpets into their place, but with a $10,000 floor sanding improvement process, $500 to $800 in area rugs is a pretty good investment to maintain those. Have ourselves a little half bath in here. Let our camera person show through. Everything fresh and clean and as new as possible. You always want doors to close nice and easily. Close and open nice and easily. Little pro tip here. Everyone needs lots of caulk. Caulk is something that is used all along the baseboards and in here. And this is a good example of what type of caulk you use when. We always use silicone where the water is going to be because it's a white silicone or a clear silicone. The white will stay nice and white. The water base we'll put up here, Alex caulk we call it because it's a water base big box store caulk, DAP product. And you caulk that in tight there, but then you've got to paint it. You paint both sides, and if you don't paint it, it'll look good now, but in a year, it'll be full of dirt. You come back to a dirty, little hairy, and the hairs will stick to the caulk. Bad news. And that's done, of course, all the way around, water-based caulk to seal that in good, and you got your sharp paint line. Always smoke detectors. Make sure you have your smoke detectors in the hallway and in the bedroom. Always in the bedroom, and generally, depending on the jurisdiction, one outside of the bedroom. We only need one CO2 detector for the building, or for each unit, and there's our new CO2 detector. They're inexpensive, so if you can, just buy new. Clean them up good and buy new. We've got the bathroom here. Go to the dollar store, get a shower curtain, $1. New rings, $1 every time. Clean them up and then make sure your hardware is real clean. Your tub drain goes down. And this is a nice little trick here. A lot of the old showers are very low. So get yourself, and you can buy them online or at a big box store, get you one of those S-type new shower arm for about $15 to $18. We'll raise that up a good foot. So for all the tall people, a lot of people say, well, they're too tall and this will hit my head, so I don't like your unit. You can sell better with a little $15 shower arm if that is a problem. You notice with the 2 bathrooms, these are matching. Buy 2. These are matching. Keep things consistent if at all possible. Again, carpets to protect the hallways. And we kind of get into the grand area here. This was just a very blank dining room, and there wasn't a lot of pizzazz to it. So I thought, well, we don't have a ton of cabinet space nor countertop space in the kitchen. So we'll add this island on here. This is a 46 by, I think it's 63, 46 by 63. We'll have 3 places for seating in there and eating. This is going to be the center where people will tend to have dinners and probably entertain. A lot of entertaining can happen here. I could tell there was a huge dip where the island currently is. Thought, well, why is that so bad? Came downstairs here, and that whole wall from the kitchen, and here is the bedroom, and the bedroom door was unsupported. It had a whole wall on there, 2-story wall of 2 by 6. So we've done a little bit of sistering in here, as you can tell. Somebody cut this out probably 50 years ago, and the floor was bouncing like a trampoline. So we sistered in here, metal brackets, angle brackets, and we came out and ran a double 2 by 8, 2 by 8s here. And unfortunately the smile was so deep here we had to use 2 boards because a straight board would have never, we were able to take out about 7/8 of the 1 inch of smile that was in this one board. So we're spanning 16 feet with 1 2 by 8 with 2 stories of walls pushing down on that for the last 115, 16 years. So we had a little bit of work to do out here before we made everything really beautiful and cosmetically beautiful there. So we started out with some supports, and then I thought, well, we're gonna put about a 600-pound piece of granite in the middle of the floor at about 8 feet of the 16 feet that we had available to us. And will that bow the floor? I wasn't ready to take that chance. So we didn't have much headroom, so we took quad 2x4s, bolted them together, used glue and screws, same. These are called SPAX screws. They're called, construction screws, big, heavy, 1/2-inch screws, 3-inch. Tied this together, put a couple of jack posts in here, get them online for $60. I got these at walmart.com. and they just work perfectly. Put a little cookie underneath them because you want to distribute that load, because most old garage floor or basement floors are only about 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick of concrete, because that's all they did back in the early 1900s. So we put some concrete down, or some stone type product down to distribute that load. And so this is going to supporting that island that is so beautiful upstairs.
So real quick, after looking at the granite in the new place, this is our house where we put this humongous 800 to 900 pound slab of concrete countertop in, and it wasn't supported properly underneath. There's a cabinet here and this frame, but the frame goes down into the floor, and over the last several years it's sunk ever so slightly, and right where the cabinet ends is a crack. So that's why what we did underneath that new apartment was so important.
But it also will double as more storage for your kitchen, right off your kitchen. And nice big opening for the kitchen, gives it that real airy feel. And so we come into the kitchen, new granite, new cabinets, new appliances, dishwasher if at all possible, build in a dishwasher, and all of your receptacles have to be ground faulted, and you have to have them on certain center lines or a certain number of feet per receptacle. Check with your electrician. This here had a wire coming through with a pull cord chain, so we've got a motion sensor light in here. Works very, very well in the pantry. And so coming back through, we go into the final bedroom. What's odd about this building, this unit in particular, is you're seeing no closets in here. And unfortunately, in the old buildings, sometimes they had closets, sometimes it didn't. This was a single family back in 1910, broke up into 6 units in probably the 40s or 50s, I would say. We could have added a closet in here, but that would have broken this bedroom up quite a bit. So we do have closets in the hallway, which is a little bit odd, but You have to work with what you're given to make them as nice as possible. That's the moral of the story. When you're working with older properties or value add, you need to do what you can to make them as nice as possible. So at the end of the day, with the unit you have, the older units or the value add, you need to do the best that you can do with what you have to wow your customers. And in doing so, you're gonna make it so maintenance free for the next several years that it was well worth the time and effort to get there. So if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them or reach out to Biggins Team for any of your real estate needs. And this is Bob Biggins, Multifamily Investing, signing out.